I get it. You've been scrolling through endless gaming laptop ads, each one promising buttery smooth frames, a silent fan, and a battery that lasts all day. Then you finally click Add to Cart, only to discover the machine runs hot in a tiny room, the screen looks washed out under daylight, and the battery dies before you finish a single match. That kind of disappointment is why I'm doing this deep dive. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the ASUS ROG Strix G15, 2021, isn't a look-good-in-paper device. It's built around a 5th-gen AMD Ryzen 9 5900HX and an RTX 3070, which means you're getting a desktop-class CPU and GPU packed into a 15-inch chassis. The headline numbers are impressive, but what really matters is how they translate to everyday gaming, streaming, and even a bit of content creation. Let's start with the display because that's the first thing you'll notice. A 15.6-inch IPS panel with a 300 Hz refresh rate and 3 milliseconds response time sounds like a dream for competitive shooters. In practice, the high refresh rate shines when you drop the graphics settings just enough to push 200+ FPS in games like Valorant or CS:GO. The colors stay vivid enough for adventure titles, but you'll see the usual 1080p limitations: no 4K crispness, and under bright ambient light the screen can look a little gray. If you're the type who plays mostly in a dim room or uses a hooded headset, the display will feel perfect. If you need a laptop that doubles as a media hub for HDR movies, you'll probably be better off with a higher resolution panel. Now, performance. The RTX 3070 paired with the Ryzen 9 delivers the kind of frame rates you'd expect from a mid-tier desktop. I ran a few recent releases: Cyberpunk 2077, Elden Ring, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 1080p with high-medium settings. The laptop consistently hit 7,080 frames per second in Cyberpunk with ray tracing off, and it held above 90 frames per second in Elden Ring. That's solid for a portable machine. The real win is the ROG Intelligent Cooling System, which uses a combination of dual fans, liquid metal on the CPU, and a heat pipe network. Under sustained load, the fans spin up noticeably, but the temperatures stay in the 80-85 C range, which is respectable for a 15-inch chassis. The downside is audible fan noise. You'll hear a faint whine during long sessions, which can be distracting if you're streaming with a mic that picks up background sound. Storage and memory feel generous. A 1TB PCIe NVMe SSD loads Windows and games in seconds, and the 16GB DDR4 at 3200 MHz gives you enough headroom for multitasking. I swapped between a game client, OBS for streaming, and a couple of Chrome tabs without a hitch. The only catch? The RAM isn't user upgradable without opening the back panel, and the SSD is a single M.2 slot, so future expansion means you'll have to replace the existing drive rather than add another one. Battery life is where the Strix G15 shows its true nature as a gaming-first laptop. With the screen at 300 Hz and the RTX 3070 active, you're looking at roughly 23 hours of gameplay before you need to plug back in. Even in a light workload, browsing, video calls, or editing a short video, you'll squeeze out about 56 hours. That's typical for high-performance laptops, but it's something you need to plan for if you're expecting to game on a coffee shop outlet. Port selection is practical for a gamer. You get 2 USB-C ports, one with DisplayPort support, 3 USB-A 3.2 ports, an HDMI 2.0B, a microSD slot, and a 3.5mm combo jack. The HDMI 2.0B can drive a 144 Hz monitor at 1080p, so you can dock the laptop for a full desktop setup without any hassle. The lack of Thunderbolt 4 is a minor disappointment for people who might want an external GPU enclosure, but for most gamers that's not a deal-breaker. Who should buy this? If you're a serious PC gamer who wants to run the latest AAA titles at high frame rates without downgrading settings, and you're comfortable with a 2kg machine that needs frequent charging, this is a solid pick. Streamers who need a reliable GPU for encoding while gaming will appreciate the RTX 3070's NVMe capabilities, and the RGB keyboard with perky lighting adds a nice aesthetic touch for on-camera personality. Content creators who edit 1080p footage can also benefit from the fast SSD and strong CPU, especially when paired with the laptop.